Alright, hey guys, welcome back to more Everlasting Summer. I almost said Agario. I'm sorry. I don't know why I almost said Agario. Oh, probably because I'm eating a big bowl of Skittles. Someone should take these away from me because I can't stop eating them. It's bad. She walked off somewhere beside the clubs, and I just stood at the square for some time. So, what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly I hear a different tune, which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 repeating chords, no more. But this melody still felt somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. I'm gonna say it's Miku. But I want to go look and find out. Oh, I was wrong. Coming to the stage area, I caught sight of Alyssa on the stage. The girl was giving it all. With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs up on the speaker and was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I'd heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where Alyssa got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in a similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out a last couple of chords, Alyssa finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool. As if you could do any better. Smiled Alyssa slyly. I'm not saying that I can do it better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard about the evening dance party? I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did. And so what? Are you going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Alyssa's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean by why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know. But I thought that you would... Never liked them. She interrupted me. There's absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked just to keep the conversation going. I'll just carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, dumbass. You even heard it. Alyssa had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I will have to run for my life. Who wrote that song? I did. So you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then. Don't you want to listen? Didn't I just hear it? That's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song. It's just a jam for now. Ah, come on, do it then. Not right now. Well, don't do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to What? I'm going to assume... Oh, smash the guitar. There's no space between smash and the. Come on. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my forehead or something even worse. But there was only an upset expression on Alyssa's face. I want to. I told you. Come here tonight then. I'll play it for you. For me? How cute. Tonight is the dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with Davchen, was no good either. Old Dmitrovna wouldn't like it. Screw her, said Alyssa, getting steamed up. I'm going to the party. All this wasn't really what I'd planned. Oh, screw off. Not that I was really interested myself. She clucked her disapproval and turned away. I was just wondering if the decision I made was the right one when suddenly I was interrupted by a ringing calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with the intent to call Alyssa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave, I grumbled under my breath. Who is marching forward in a row? It's our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually march to the canteen in the Sovyanuk camp. That's so hard for me to say. I need to put it down. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before. Just so I can eat in peace. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want it to or not. The canteen was crammed as full as an egg. Okay, that's a weird expression. Thank you. Olga Dmitrovna was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk. Well, Simon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done. And the hardest is yet to come. I just bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Yelena, and Lena were already sitting there. Not bad company. At least, not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless. There were no other free places anyway. No, of course not. Please do. Lena remained silent. Today the meal consisted of a plate of broche. I suspected there was some meat lurking in it, but I had no evidence. Some poultry, chances are. Chickens. Chickenus domesticus, with fried potatoes and a traditional glass of compote. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Coming to the ball tonight? I don't know. He'll come. He got nowhere to go, Yelena said happily. You will come for sure. Of course, I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yes, she replied briefly. See, you should go too then, said Slavia, as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. Apparently, Yelena was so pleased with her joke that she laughed it out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in that evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret! Will it be a little dress just like in a kindergarten's matinee? Yelena turned red. Looks like I managed to offend her. No, I will wear a biohazard suit, just so I don't catch an infection from you. I wonder what kind of infection are you afraid of catching from me? Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course. Looks like Ilana was highly pleased with her. As she thought, brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. Two can play at that game. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She went red again. I don't mean anything. Guys! Given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably really was time to stop. You're asking for it. You're gonna get it. What? You'll finally wise up? Oh. Instead of replying, Yelena grabbed her plate filled with broche and tipped it over on my head. This game met an unexpected finale. Oh, you little! She jumped and tried to run away. But this time, she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can't just smash her head against the table. This pantomime lasted a few seconds. Suddenly, Yelena skillfully grabbed a glass full of compote and splashed it in my face. That way, she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter, and I chased her. This resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries, and full exhaustion of both parties. A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw, with too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave like this again. And you? Olga Dmitrievna snuck up on us from behind. Oops. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourselves now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode. And who's going to clean up all this mess? Exactly what happened. Who? I'm asking you. Who? Him, replied Yelena with complete confidence. Her! I objected less confidently. Both! The camp leader brought a conclusive end to this ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers. Although Yelena didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it! I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. Really? This is his fault. He started it first. No, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all that nonsense. Simon, go grab a mop, a bucket, some cloths, you know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Yelena with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl. You! Start to pick up the broken tableware immediately. Olga Dmitrievna took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly, a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga Dmitrievna has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Yelena... Anyways, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there, somehow flashed through my mind. No, we're not running away, because at the end of the night, we sleep in the same cabin as Olga. Nah, running away is hardly a good idea. For starters, Olga Dmitrievna has caught me already, and dashing off would only aggravate my punishment. As well as that, I was indeed partially guilty. Of course, it was all her fault. But if I hadn't reacted like that, probably we could have avoided the thrashing. Probably. I opened the cabinet and took out a broom, a mop, and a dustpan. Olga Dmitrievna wasn't anywhere near Yelena by the time I returned. She's gone? Can't you see for yourself? Yelena looked upset. All her youthful spirit vanished without a trace. Okay, hang on a sec. I'll go wash myself a bit first. I shot her an angry glance and headed toward the exit. I washed the scraps of lunch off myself and returned to the canteen. Well, no escaping it. We have to clean it up. It's all because of you. Just a single gaze from her gave me the creeps. Of course it is. It's me who's guilty of everything. It's me who's a local natural hazard. Oh, shut up. Still, it's kind of strange that she's not trying to avoid this cleanup duty. Ilana had a solid opportunity to just run away and leave me alone, but somehow she did the exact opposite, diligently gathering broken plate fragments, mopping the floor, picking up chairs and tables. In fact, she was so fast that I had a tough time keeping up with her. Well now, aren't you suddenly acting all goody-goody? It's not like I want to spend the whole day here, you dork. She still sounded irritated. Listen, you got to understand that you can't behave like that. At least not to such an extent. For some reason, I decided to try and give her a moral lecture. I haven't done a thing. It was you who was calling me names. Ilana grabbed the bucket and a mop and went to the furthest corner of the canteen. Looks like she's still angry. Looking back at the mountain of broken tableware, I finally began to understand the scope of the catastrophe. We're lucky that at least the forks and spoons are made of metal. We still have something to eat with. But there are hardly any plates left. Hey, Ilana called me with a shout. I went over to her. I don't get it. Why do you hate me so much? Her face became so serious that I was ready to believe that it wasn't just yet another trick of hers. Why do you think so? I have no idea. That's exactly why I'm asking you. I don't hate you. It's just that sometimes you behave like, well, you know. As simple as that, but still true. Like what? I have no idea. She lifted her gaze to me, boiling with curiosity. Well, for starters, what's the big idea in pouring the compote all over me? You were asking for it. She smiled for the first time since we started cleaning. Yeah, sure. I heaved a deep sigh. So what do you expect from others then? Nothing, she replied acidly. This discussion was over, so I just continued cleaning up in silence. It took us a few hours to fix up the canteen. At last, all the broken tableware was gone. Chairs and tables were in their designated places. The floor looked clean. We were sitting together with Ilana next to the food counters, breathing heavily, deservedly resting. Now you see how much effort has to be put in because of a silly trick. But I'm not tired at all. Though the sweat pouring down her face told the opposite story. Oh, well, good for you. So, what are we gonna do next? I don't know about you, but I'd rather go. Nope, that's not all. You have to... She hesitated. To help me with another little thing. Thinking of another silly prank? You bet. She was smiling broadly. I'm not your man here. I'm more than fed up with just one punishment for today. Okay, here's the deal. If you help me now, there won't be any more pranks. Sure, that was inviting prospect, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to trust Ilana even for a moment. Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask. So what is your cunning plan? We're gonna steal the candy. What? I should have expected something like that. Candy is for kids. Soon the chef will go out to dump the trash. Nobody's gonna see us. Count me out. Whatever. She grunted and turned away. Then I'll do it myself. And I won't allow... I couldn't even finish the sentence, as Ilana already jumped over the counter, ran to the cabinet, opened the door, and started rummaging through it. Hey, cut that out. It's not like you haven't got enough problems with Olga Dmitrievna. She didn't reply. You won't get away with just cleaning duty for something like that. Ilana closed the cabinet. She held a huge bag of candy in her hands. You little... Put it back! She stuck out her tongue at me and dashed off through the back door. I couldn't just leave it at that. I darted off in pursuit. Sure, the girl had quite a head start, but I still funneled all my energy into the chase. I won't lose her again. We ran through the square, turned at the music club building, and came out onto the forest trail. I'd almost caught Ilana when she'd stopped abruptly. I couldn't pull up as sharply, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. We rolled down onto the grass. Gotcha! I gave a victorious shout. No, you didn't, she replied with an ashamed tone. Ilana was lying under me. Her face was right next to mine. I felt an erratic breathing and the heat of her body. Sure, right now she's only a child, but soon enough she'll become a woman. It was pretty embarrassing. You gonna rape me? She said, coming back to her senses. You want me to? Anyway, it was more like a game to her. Sure do! She gave a cunning smile and snorted quietly. Or was it just my imagination? I'm not really in the mood. Whatever. Ilana reached up and bit me on the nose. Ow! I wasn't expecting that and even pulled back a little. Just a moment of hesitation was enough for her to rustle out and run a dozen feet away. Watch it! You're gonna regret this later. She laughed out loud and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wonder if she dropped it on purpose. It's getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candy. And preferably, very preferably, stay under the radar. Of course, I'll explain the situation. It was Ilana who had stolen it. But who's gonna believe me? Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me at the entrance to the canteen. Good job, Simon! On what? I hid the bag of sweets behind my back. The bag was transparent and too big to put in my pocket. I was talking about the cleanup. Everything is clean and tidy. Well, yeah. And where is Ilana? I wish I knew. She'll come soon. Okay, then. Go and have your dinner. I entered the canteen. This entire episode has been in the canteen. I'm going to call it there. Oh, that's my headphone falling off. Okay. I'm going to call it there. We'll pick back up on this next week. And yeah. Do something nice for a stranger today. Even if it's something as simple as opening a door. And I'm logging off. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, I feel better.